Let's get into it. Sold Not For Sale podcast. Coach Colin here. Did you celebrate Gulf of America Day? Did you celebrate it? Or were you too busy shaking your fist at the TV while Kendrick Lamar danced around the stage with bell bottoms on? Is that what you did? Huh? You were watching that? You were watching Taylor Swift get booed awkwardly? Is that what you did? You didn't celebrate Gulf of America Day? Well, I'll tell you something. It was yesterday, and you should have celebrated because that's the American thing to do, okay? Trump is right here, okay? Hold on.
From the Gulf of Mexico.
He is above the Gulf of Mexico, renaming it the Gulf of America, signing an executive order, making it Gulf of America Day, while in his presidential jet, there is a full office on his jet. What? Look at it. Look at what you're looking at. It looks like an office, right? Look at that. There's walls. There's curtains. He's at a desk. There's a lamp. What? There's a person standing up. What's happening? He's on a presidential jet, signing an executive order. He took a chunk of the Oval Office and put it in his jet because it's Gulf of America Day and he wanted to do it in style. Check this out.
To the Gulf of America.
And we're flying right over it right now. So we thought this would be appropriate. Even bigger than the Super Bowl. This is a big thing. And almost everybody now has assented to that.
Attention on board. Ladies and gentlemen, if you could please direct your attention out the right side of the aircraft. Air Force One is currently in international waters for the first time in history, flying over the recently renamed Gulf of America. Please enjoy the flight, and we are now about to head westbound to Super Bowl 59.
Wow, he did that well. That's a good job. He did. Isn't that nice? You know, we're about make America great again, right? That's what we care about. Okay, here we go. So this is a famous pen now, and we'll put it with something. I'll ask you to do whatever you think we should do with it, Mr. Secretary. Do you want to talk about, Doug, Secretary of the Interior, and also working with Chris Wright on extracting vast amounts of oil and gas and making our country rich? Would you like to say something?
Well, okay, just give me 1 second, okay? I want you to, I don't know if you're comprehending, okay? There's a full desk, and there's even a behind desk just for things, okay? There's curtains, okay? Hold on. There's a camera crew. In the jet, there's a guy standing there next to Trump with a person beside him and another person beside them, okay? Camera crew. This is crazy. On Super Bowl day, he's going to the Super Bowl after he does this. This is incredible. This is incredible. Has Biden even woke up since he's not been president? How many scoops of ice cream was this guy eating? This is what you'd expect from the youngest president ever in American history. Like if there was a president who was elected and he was like 32, you'd be like, "Oh, of course, he's all over the place." This guy's, 78, 79 years old? This is astounding.
With the Gulf of America, this is a historic day. We want to thank President Trump. His executive order is what set this in motion. We signed a secretarial order as Secretary of Interior directing the U.S. Geologic Survey, who is responsible for the database, which is the Geographic Names Informational System. And so just prior to this signing, if you will, the button was pushed. It became official with this proclamation to call today Gulf of America Day. But now it's going out. As we're sitting here right now, our team is calling all the map providers, so Google Maps, Apple Maps, all the map people. That change will take effect this afternoon to Gulf of America. So again, fantastic. Thank you, President Trump, for setting this all in motion with your executive order. It's an exciting, fun day, and great to do this as we're flying over the Gulf of America.
We thought it would be very appropriate. We thought it would be appropriate. Catherine, thank you very much for being here.
So
It's
happy
been a
to
very
be here.
important part of his life. And who knows what would have happened to him without you. It might not have been good. Here you go. Okay.
Have you talked to Mexico about this?
Actually, interestingly, I've never spoken to him about it. It was our call. And I have not spoken to him about. I've spoken to him about many other things, but I haven't really talked to him about this. They have never brought it up. I'm a little surprised at that, but they've never brought it up.
Sir, can you
Have you spoke to Mexico about this? You know what? Surprisingly, I haven't talked to them at all about this. Interestingly enough, I don't know. We're America, you know. I just figured, you know, big bank breaks little bank kind of thing. You know what I mean? They don't really get to talk to me all that much, you know? I mean, half their GDP is just cartels, you know, so they don't really get to talk to me about much. If I call them, they answer, and that's about how we keep it. They don't call me about much, you know? Wow. It's just such a New York guy thing to just be so unintentionally funny. Such a New York guy thing to do. Just interestingly enough, no, I never talked to him. I don't know. Maybe they got a problem. I don't know. The thing about it is, you know, my army compared to their army, they don't really have any space to be mad. You know what I mean? Half their people want to come over to my country. I don't really talk to them about much. Absolutely incredible. I'll play a couple more minutes of this and then I got to show you the new established Gulf of America.
tell us about your conversation with Vladimir Putin?
I don't want to do that now. We're trying to end that war. It's a war that would have never happened if I were president. It would have never happened. But we're making progress, but I can't tell you.
You suffered a couple of court losses, Mr. President, and J.D. Vance said judges aren't allowed to control the executive power. What's your take on that?
Well, we're going to see what happens. We have a long way to go, and we're talking about fraud, waste, abuse. And when a president can't look for fraud and waste and abuse, we don't have a country anymore. So we're very disappointed with the judges that would make such a ruling. But we have a long way to go. We have to find all of the fraud that's going on. We have tremendous fraud, tremendous waste, and tremendous abuse, and theft, by the way. And the day you're not allowed to look for theft and fraud, etc., then we don't have much of a country. So no judge should frankly be allowed to make that kind of a decision. It's a disgrace.
Mr. President, a few years ago,
Just real quick, he was talking about the fact that Trump wanted to lay off or put on leave. I think it was 2,200 employees, USAID, and a judge actually stopped him from doing that. The judge wanted to stop these people from being put on leave. Now, these people aren't being put on leave just for, you know, semantics, not to be mean. It's because they don't want them in the office. They don't want them interfering with what they're trying to do. And that's why Trump brings up that he's just trying to find waste and abuse and fraud. And the judge is kind of standing in the way of that. Right now, that organization and, you know, whatever organization Doge goes into, they kind of have to clear the way. Nobody grabs their emails. Nobody gets to go into that back room where all the paperwork is and get the shredder going. No one gets to move until they figure everything out. And that's what Trump's trying to do. And now there's a judge that's actually standing in front of that. And funny enough, I mean, it kind of speaks to the people that Trump puts in certain positions. People always say when he puts a judge in that, oh, this judge is going to be a loyalist and, oh, it's just a Trump yes man and this and that. Trump chose this judge. He put this judge in. So, you know, it just speaks to a little bit of Trump's character, in my opinion. Of course, you know, I always talk about my biases, but just in my opinion, it shows that he actually chose somebody who's going to think for themselves, even if in this situation they're making the wrong decision. Let's keep going.
Gulf of America, Canada, Greenland, Gaza, all these are very muscular foreign policy. How does this align with America first?
Because it makes us bigger, stronger, and better, and more protective. We need Greenland because of national security, international security, world peace. And have to do that. Canada, we'll see what happens with Canada, but the people of Canada would be paying less than half of the tax. If you look at the tax, they're going to be paying less than half the tax. They don't pay very much for military, and the reason they don't pay much is they assume that we're going to protect them. That's not an assumption they can make, because why are we protecting another country? Now, I love the people of Canada. We have a great relationship. But if they became our 51st state, it would be the greatest thing they could ever do. It would be unbelievable. It would be a cherished state. And think of how beautiful that country would be without that artificial line running right through it. Somebody drew it many years ago with a ruler, just a line. You look at how beautiful that is, wow, it would be very exciting. But if you look at Canada, it would be cherished as a 51st state. They don't pay their share of military in NATO. They pay very little for military. They're not protected at all. And the reason is they think we're going to protect them. The other thing is we subsidize them to the tune of about $200 billion a year. If we stop doing that, if we stop allowing them to make cars through tariffs and other things, cars, trucks, etc., what they make, they're not viable as a country.
Funny enough, people keep hearing Trump say this. Trudeau agreed. Trudeau was like, yeah, that would be really bad if you stopped doing that for us. There's some people in Canada that are like, that's not true. I was arguing with one Canadian dude, and he was like, it's a trading cost. It's not a subsidy. I'm like, why is Trudeau calling it a subsidy? Why isn't Pierre not calling it a subsidy? Everybody seems to agree it's a subsidy, except for these people who, all I can say is, if you were to lay out all the pros and cons of Canada becoming the 51st state, I think all the provinces should be individual states, but for another conversation. If you laid out all the pros and cons of Canada merging with the US, and then you put it to a vote of the people, I don't think there'd be two separate countries much longer. I think the people would vote it in. If you laid out everything, from the internet, censorship bills going away, having a First Amendment, a Second Amendment, paying way less in taxes, I can tell you, if you make $250,000 in Canada, okay, let's say you're blessed enough to make $250,000, they want 46% of your money. What? Huh? Yeah, that's real. That's a real thing. You go to some places in the United States, you incorporate, you got a nice low corporation tax. Yeah, you're going to pay a little bit, sales tax, blah, blah, blah. Maybe your property tax is a little high, but you're paying way less at the end of the day. If they understood all of these things, and there's more that I'm not even mentioning, I think they'd merge right away. But let me not overshadow Gulf of America Day, ladies and gentlemen. Let us not overshadow Gulf of America Day. Not even for one more second. He wasn't playing around. This is Google Maps. Google Maps. Gulf of America, ladies and gentlemen, switched, done. Gulf of America. Mexico's probably sitting back like, well, they can't do that. They can't do that. Why would they be able to do? I don't even know. Hola, he can't do that. Just look at my phone right here. Oh my God. Oh my. Oh, no. No más. Oh, estoy tío. How do you say that? What do you? Oh man, I'm becoming such an old white guy, There used to be the whole thing of like old racist white guys, and like now it's just a multicultural thing. You get older and you're just like, what is all this? What do they say? Dois dio? Mois dio? I don't know. I'm part Cuban. I don't even know. Whatever. They look at their phone. Oh my God. It says, hold on a second. It says Gulf of America. Can they do that? Of course they can do that. Are you kidding me? Look at this. Bang. This is literally from the White House. What? I'm not following? Go ahead and follow that. Happy Gulf of America Day. Just go ahead and change it. So gangster. Manny Johnson posted it, of course. Gulf of America. As it should be. I mean, look what we got here. We got Florida. Okay? You got Louisiana. We got Houston. Right? Like, come on. What are we talking about here? Right? This is the Gulf of America. Come on. What are we really talking about here? Gulf of America. It's confirmed, ladies and gentlemen. It has been changed. Donald Trump doing the impossible. Some people are showing that you zoom in, it changes to Gulf of Mexico. That won't last. Believe you me, ladies and gentlemen. The day has already been established. Okay? Just saying. We've already established the day. Come on. Trump already signed it. Once he signs it and he clicks that pen, he says, this is a famous pen now, it's done. It doesn't matter what it is. Whether it's about genders, okay? It doesn't matter what it's about. If he's changed the name, he's lucky he doesn't sign something that just makes Canada a state. You're lucky he doesn't just do that, because he might just do it. Once he clicks that pen close, that's it. I'm kidding. You can't do that. The Canadians have sovereignty. Unless Trudeau decides there's an emergency, then he throws away your Charter of Rights and you have to listen to everything he says. And what are the odds that's going to happen again, right? That's like a once in a lifetime thing. Maybe. Anyway. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding with Canada. I love Canada. Kind of. Not really. But, you know, I love it like Trump loves it. You know, you love the people, you know? You love the people, but not the government. The government is very, like, I don't really like the government. I'll be honest with you. Can't wait till Jordan Peterson takes over and becomes emperor, prime minister, whatever it's called. I can't wait till he does that. He needs to do that soon. I think it's about time Jordan Peterson step into the arena. It's like, I know Pierre's great. I get it, but you know what, guys? I'm ruining Gulf of America Day. You know? I'm ruining the day. Sorry. Let's get back to Gulf of America. You know, the Super Bowl also took place. I don't have any clips of the Super Bowl. I didn't watch the performance. I was going to talk about it later. I'm going to make a video about it, but I'm just going to give you my idea. Okay? You tell me about my idea. Instead of Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick Lamar is great. I listen to Kendrick Lamar. I think he's fantastic. He's a great rapper. The way he handled Drake, fantastic. Move that aside. Super Bowl, okay? Picture this with me. Super Bowl, stadium, people. Ching, 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 ding, 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 ding. People taking pictures. Taylor Swift sitting there, you know? Sitting there. She's getting booed from left and right, back and front, everything. She's getting booed all around. Donald Trump saluting. The stage is black, okay? And I don't mean black like it was when the Super Bowl was actually happening. I mean it's dark. Lights from all sides. One man standing there. It's Oliver Anthony. He sings Rich Men North of Richmond, and there's not a dry eye in the entire stadium. Are you telling me that's not the way to go for the Super Bowl? Are you for real? We'll talk about it later. Just picture that, though. Go and play that song right now. That would have been perfect. Perfect moment for the entire nation. Perfect. Anyways, guys, like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. That's my TED Talk. And it helps the channel tremendously. Other than that, I'm out.